name is Jenna Frisbie, and I'll be giving this persuasive speech today for Labette Community College's online course Public Speaking. The cliche of living life to its fullest may seem overused, but when you take into consideration what it stands for, what it means, and what that truly possesses, life's unexpected may just be what we need in life. Time fights against us all, and whether we accept that or not, it's going to happen. Life is so short, so we should live it well. Having structure in your life is good until that structure begins to define you wrongly and not in the way that you want. In the past, I have struggled immensely to accept that not everything is in my control. Countless nights I would spend making myself sick over the simplest spelling test the next day in first grade, or even the A&P test in 10th grade. I finally began to understand the true meaning of living when I accepted that not everything is in my control. Living is meant to be hard, but living is the ultimate teacher. Living spontaneously means living life to the absolute fullest, accepting every roadblock, conquering every challenge, and learning to love in the midst of the beautiful chaos. Spontaneous is always compared to the words laziness or the phrases lack of stability, but according to the dictionary, it states that is proceeding from a natural feeling or native tendency without external constraint. In simple terms, it means going with your gut feeling, but this is not the only definition in this dictionary. Spontaneous is confused by many other different definitions, but these definitions come together to make one whole entire one. Some of the other definitions may be arising from a momentary impulse, controlled and directed internally, not apparently contrived or manipulated. So basically, it stands for the millennial term of nonconformity, which everybody likes to feel like they're not the same as another person. It means being yourself, following your heart, and believing in your mind and your choices. All the different definitions come together to form that whole meaning that I was talking about. And spontaneous is the exact opposite of laziness, for it means that you're doing what is right for you and what you want to do. It is also the opposite of lack of stability, because you are taking the chance and taking a risk to put yourself out there. Now that you know the ultimate meaning, it is time to apply that to real-life situations. Many believe that making a spontaneous decision is very irresponsible, but those speculators are so wrong. A spontaneous lifestyle is good for the heart, the mind, and the soul. Kat Kennedy says that spontaneous means to surrender yourself entirely to your life. And that doesn't mean that you're weak. That means that you know that not everything's always going to be perfect, and not everything's always going to be a black and white. It is living without excessive constraint and working by innate impulses and gut instinct rather than rigidity and thorough forecasting. Again, in simple terms, it means surrendering to your life. According to the iMatrix writer Adam Szynski, spontaneity means letting go of routines and concrete plans. It means letting go of fear of rejection, fear of change, fear of failure, fear of making a mistake, fear of embarrassment, and fear of criticism. It literally means letting go of all of your fears that are currently holding you back from living life fully. This means that the comfort and convenience takes a spontaneous lifestyle. Everybody struggles with lack of confidence, fear of criticism. It's part of growing up and it's part of becoming an adult. But if we just take time back to understand that we are who we are, we're not going to change who we are because of the way someone else perceives us, it'll really help you become a more spontaneous person in the spontaneous choices you make. A spontaneous lifestyle takes strength to let go of the comfort and convenience. And this doesn't mean that you have to let go of all the rules. It means that you're ready to take a chance. The life we live is a risk, so always take the chance. The process of becoming a spontaneous person does not have to be long. You just have to submit yourself to your life and what you want to be. Adam Szynski again gives 4 easy guidelines to ease the process of becoming spontaneous. And I know you can't put numbers or steps to becoming spontaneous, but these guidelines offer questions and solutions that would help you become the more spontaneous person if you are the type of person that likes rules. So the first one is analyzing your behavior and figuring out what you want. This is probably the most important, because you do what you want to do, and you do it for a particular reason. So if you can identify and then figure out what you want to do, it really, really helps you become more spontaneous. 2, identify your routines. You do your routines for a reason, and there's always meaning behind what you do. 3, scrutinize your routines. This means that you really, really just need to take into consideration, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? Is this helping you? Is this going to make you become a better person, or is this really hurting you? And then 4, progressively introduce new routines. This is the really the spontaneous part of this whole process. If you don't introduce your new routines, how are you going to become a more spontaneous person? And it doesn't mean that you are going to buy a ticket to go to Hawaii and leave everything behind. It means that you're going to go out with your friends on a Friday night, and you're going to go on that coffee date that person asked you on, and not letting the anxiety and fear hold you back. Because taking a chance is nerve-wracking, it takes self-belief too. Spontaneous equals self-belief. Self-belief means that you truly believe in what you are standing up for. When you fully apply yourself to the life that you want to live, the spontaneous lifestyle, anything is possible. This comes full circle with totally allowing yourself to submit to the life that God has made for you. And it means that trusting your heart and mind and soul is so important. The world we live in is always on the go, and few take the time to appreciate what the beauty of nature has for us. When you believe that you can too become spontaneous, endless, immense amount of doors open up for you, and you can just truly begin living the life the way God wanted you to live. So if you take anything away from this speech today, I hope that time is precious and spontaneous lifestyles are a must. People often forget to live life with all the happenings of the world, but by slowing down and taking the time to look around at the beauty, the chaos, and everything in between, you can truly live a spontaneous lifestyle. And I'm not telling you that you can't be the person that you are. That is the total opposite of what I'm trying to explain. What I'm trying to tell you that is there's more out there than just being scared all the time. There's more out there than just always living behind anxiety. There's more out there for you. So yes, use your planner, but don't forget that the best moments are the ones that are unplanned. And yes, go to your job every day. You need the 9-to-5 job to support yourself. It is a necessity. But don't forget that the time spent with the ones you love the most. And yes, you will lose yourself and you will find yourself. The continuum of life is meant to be long and enduring, but it really makes you the person that you are. So always, always be ready for anything. Spontaneous really is the savior of the soul. Thank you.